I can't believe 2019 is over. It's been another year that fast. I was not planning on doing a video like this today. Actually, I was going to just take today and chill. But as I put up a post on Instagram, I realized that a lot of people liked the post and they said that it was inspiring and things of that nature. So I decided that I'm going to share that with you guys here today on my music channel and also on my personal channel, David D. Smith. I know my personal channel I've been away for probably about a week or so, but I've been busy with the holidays. Even though I shot some videos, I haven't really had time to edit them. But we're going into a new decade here, 2020. I can't believe it. It really blows my mind to think that I can sit here and remember when people were panicking because of Y2K. They're making such a big deal, like, oh, it's about to be the end of the world. The computers are about to crash. Everything's about to go crazy. And to say that that was 20 years ago, it blows my mind because I don't even feel like I'm that old. I mean, I'm 27, but still, it just blows my mind to think that. But what this video is going to be about, I generally would do videos about my goals and things of that nature at the end of the year. But since we're at the end of a decade, I feel like it's important for me to recap what has gone on with me personally over the past 10 years, where I started, where I'm at now, the ups and downs in between, because there's been plenty of ups and downs in between. And I left some stuff out in here. I just really hit a lot of key points, and as you guys see, I have it on my iPad. I'm just gonna read through it. Some of you guys may not really, some of y'all might not even follow me on Instagram to have even seen the post, and some of y'all might be driving or whatever it is you're doing. You prefer to listen, so I'm just gonna go through, share my story with you guys over the past 10 years, and I might mention some things that I want to do for the next 10 years. I don't know why I paused there for a second. My mind was, I'm thinking 20 years, but go over what I did for the last 10 years and then go to maybe what I think about doing for the next 10. Because I actually had them all written out, but I may do that in a separate video at a different time. Also, I'm going to do my goals for 2020. I'm going to drop that video separately, but this is just the recap of the decade. Once again, I really appreciate all you guys for the support. I started this channel, I actually started the channel, I want to say in 2009, but I didn't really do anything with it until generally 2010. I started uploading some beats, and then it wasn't nothing really too serious, but I'm going to get into that in a second. But just to be able to have over 30,000 subscribers, 7 million views, even though I'm not going to say the majority, but I had got like 3.5 million off of one video, which was Try Me by Dej Loaf that I put on my channel. So yeah, I'm gonna get into all that, but I appreciate y'all for y'all support. That's really all I wanted to say with everything, whether it's the courses, the comments, sharing the videos, anything. I appreciate it. I mean that sincerely. So for me to get started, 2010, I graduated from high school, started community college, and started working at Tim Hortons. If you're not familiar with Tim Hortons, it's pretty much a coffee place. It's kind of like a Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts. You know, we got donuts, everything. I started working there. That was my first real job out of high school. Got started right out of high school. Uploaded my first beat on YouTube, which you guys can go back and look. It's a crappy Lex Luger type beat that I had put together using FL Studio back in the day. So that's my first beat that I uploaded. 2011 wasn't really eventful. I just started working at Target, and the funny thing is, I felt like working at Target was like a badge of honor for me. I always wanted to work at Target when I was a teenager because I loved going to Target. I used to go to Target so much, and I was like, I gotta work here, I gotta work here. And then one of my older cousins worked there, and I was like, man, it's cool, he worked at Target. I was still in school at the time. 2012, I was still working at Target, still in school, but I sold my first few beats via myflashstore.net. If you guys aren't familiar with myflashstore.net, that's what Airbit used to be years back. It was cool back then. Used to be on the forum and all that stuff. Used to be very active on that website. It's kind of like what BeatStars is now, minus BeatStars doesn't have the forum and things of that nature, but BeatStars is better in my opinion. 2013, I started working at an EOTech factory. If you don't know what EOTech is, if you guys look at guns or like in the movies, you'll see where they have the scopes on the guns. We used to make those. Used to be at that factory all the time. Like if you're on Call of Duty, some of the EOTech stuff is on there as well. So yeah, I used to make those all day, every day, like 45 hours a week. And sometimes we had overtime. I'd be sitting there just minding my business, couldn't write, couldn't take notes, couldn't read, couldn't do nothing in between parts. So I just sat there and did that. My son was born on May 22nd, 2013. I graduated from WCC, which is Washington Community College. I did that, I want to say, like a week before my son was born. an artist named Doughboy Scooch. If you're from the Detroit area, if you know Doughboy's Cash Out, he's a member of Doughboy's Cash Out. He put out a project called The Bronx Tale, which I did 2 beats on for the tracks called I Keep Trying and In Deep Thought. One of them was a Sade sample, another one was a Janet Jackson sample, and that was the first time I could actually go buy something physically that I've worked on as far as music goes. I was able to meet him at Northland Mall, buy some of the CDs off him. He didn't even know who I was, and the whole thing about that is, back in the day, artists used to really post their email addresses on Twitter, and that's how I got it. He was going back and forth with somebody about some beats, and he just said, send them to my email right here, and I saw it on his page, so I just took the email, copied it, and I threw some snippets on there. I was like, hey, tell me what you think about these beats, and that's just how that came about back then. It's kind of spammy now. I wouldn't do that now at all, but that's what I did back then just to see what would happen. I didn't do it to everybody. I did it in that one particular situation, and I was a huge Doughboys Cash Out fan. I still listen to their old music now. Payroll is probably my favorite artist out of Detroit. Like, honestly, that's my favorite rapper out of Detroit. So needless to say, I was excited about working with somebody just in the camp, and Doughboy Scooch was one of my favorites out of that group because he was lyrical and stuff. He didn't have as much music out at the time, but he was definitely one of my favorites, so that was a good thing for me. I also have on here, I sold a few beats here and there. I might have had people hit me up, and it's like, okay, here's that beat, because I used to post beats consistently on Instagram every day. I'll just post a beat, and I'll have people hit me up. I probably should go back to doing that now if I wanted to sell more beats, but that's what I used to do back then. 2014, this was a very interesting year for me. At the top of the year, I started uploading a beat every day on YouTube. Like, literally, I called it the 365 project. I did it for like half the year. All of those beats are still up on my channel. I just have them on private so nobody can look at them, and I'll get to that in a second. Before I get to that, started sending Dej Loaf a ton of beats. So at this point in time, Dej Loaf was a local artist. I don't know if I found out about Dej Loaf because I liked Say It Ain't Tone and Oberroll, and they were part of a group called IBGM. They had a mixtape come out at the top of the year. I listened to it, and I'm like, who is this person right here? I just want to work with her. She sounds dope. She'll sound good over some of my beats. I just want to send her some beats, and that's pretty much how it went. I just sent some stuff. She reached out and said she liked it, all that stuff. She said she didn't like when producers sent snippets, and I knew that she was talking about me, but she didn't even know I had Twitter at the time. So that was crazy. So I just started loading her up with tons of beats for free. Like, I wasn't doing anything like, oh, you had to pay me back, anything like that. I'm just sending beats because I just wanted to create some type of music. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. Like, it's too much about, I need this 20, 30, 40, 50, $100. And it's like, no, I will give somebody my beats. And if it's somebody I want to work with, it's like, take it. You need the track out. Take the track out. Let's just get this thing out there into the world. And it don't do me no good if you like the beat and then you don't do nothing to it because you ain't got the stems or anything like that, because I'm waiting for you to pay me. At that time, it's like $25 for a release. It's like, nah, bro. Like, just get it out there. Let me see where I was at. Despite being a phenomenal employee, I was laid off. They literally called me in the office, and I talked about this on my Keep Pushing video if you guys haven't checked that out. They told me about how I knew all the jobs on the line, all that stuff. I was never late, never gave them any hard times. I stayed to myself, but we got to let you go. So that's what happened at that point. While having unemployment, I decided to take those few months and fully dedicate myself to making music. Like, at that point in time, my son wasn't even a year old, and I would just have him in his little car seat or whatever he had. He might have a little bouncer, all that stuff, and I'll just be sitting there making beats all day, go to the park, walk around, clear my head. That was very important to me at that time, and I kind of want to get back to that. I felt like that was me connecting with God, just being outside, connecting with God, connecting with my thoughts, and I'm just going through everything. Like, I'm not stressed out about nothing. Yeah, I had my little worries about finances and stuff. What if this don't work? What if that don't work? Like, I literally took an unemployment check and bought Complete Ultimate at that point in time, straight up. And so I fully dedicated myself to that. And then when my job had called me back, let me go back a little bit. I made the beat for Trying Me a few days after being laid off. I called it Good Life, and it also gave me a good life. Me and Dej Loaf talk about that. So my job called me back a few months later because Try Me was recorded in I want to say April or May of that year of 2014, but Dej Loaf didn't put it out on SoundCloud until July 4th, I believe it was, of 2014. So my job called me back in the end of August, early September, and was like, hey, you want to come back And I was like, I'm gonna pass on that. I'm just gonna keep on working, trying to do what I do. And during that time, I was getting a few different beat sales. I sold beats to somebody like in Nova Scotia for like $500 and stuff like that, which I had never done before. So that was just stuff to keep me motivated to keep going what I was doing. So after I got off the phone with them, telling them I wasn't coming back or whatever, I ended up hearing "Try Me" on the radio. And ironically, I was down right outside of my community college. Like literally, I was right at the light, and the school was right there on the left. And I heard "Try Me," and I was like, wow, that's my song, that's my song. And then from there, everything just started to snowball, and I'm just grateful. You know, I really enjoyed that. That really made me happy. I sold 2 beats for more than I made all year working at the factory, working 45 hours a week. I sold the beat for "Try Me" and "We Good." Those were the 2 first singles that came out for Dave's Loaf, and I sold both of those beats. I'm not gonna go into details about the money, but the money was nice. The first thing I did was went to Taco Bell and bought an Xbox One, because I had bought an Xbox One just to sell it when they were sold out, and I wanted one so bad. So that was the first thing I did. Soon after that, I signed to Warner Chappell, maybe like a few weeks before Christmas, and that's when stuff. That was a nice check, or as we say now, that was a nice bag. 2015, I received my first plaque for "Try Me" being #1 on urban radio. I had Lil Wayne rap on the single I produced, which was "Me, You, and Hennessy." Originally, it was a sample, but shout out to Ghost, Ryan Dimitri, Enterprise Music. If you guys check him out, he did Dilemma for Nelly and all of that stuff. He helped me get that beat to where it was. We rearranged Lil Wayne and Dave's Low vocals, all of that stuff over the holidays, and just trying to get everything together. "Try Me" was nominated for a BET Hip Hop Award, so I was there, nominated first time doing something like that. Had a few tracks released and unreleased with some major artists. I had tracks with Boosie, Young Thug, who else? I had tracks with a nice amount of people. They just never came out. And I had some stuff that did come out, like with Plies, Trey the Truth, Lil Durk, things of that nature. So still had stuff going on. And of course, Dave's Loaf. Where was I at on here? Took a lot of trips back and forth to Atlanta. Like, I would fly to Atlanta to work with Dave's Loaf. I was going there for the award shows. I would fly down there with my girlfriend for her working on her career stuff. So I was really back and forth between Detroit and Atlanta a lot that year. Bought my first DSLR camera and started taking my photos, and then started uploading beat making videos consistently on YouTube. The camera I use now is not the camera I used back then. I had a little cheap camera I bought from Target. I'm not gonna say it was cheap. It was maybe like $300 or $400, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just set it up because I originally started making beat making videos on like a little pay-as-you-go. Was it a pay-as-you-go phone? I don't know if it's a pay-as-you-go phone or what. Basically, I broke my phone and I didn't have any insurance on it. It was like a Samsung Galaxy, so I had to go buy this phone while I was working at Target. I don't even think I might not have been working at Target at that time. I had to go buy something, and I started doing my videos on that, and that's like 2012, 2013, maybe 2014. It's somewhere in that ballpark. Maybe 2013, 2014. So I started doing that, so I upgraded the quality with the camera, but then that's just how I stayed consistently doing it. And let me see where I'm at. 2016, I received a gold plaque for "Try Me," received 2 BMI awards, started getting recognized for my work on YouTube, which is amazing, for real, for real. Started building my channel even more. And it's like when people recognize me from this stuff, it's amazing, because this is something that I'm really passionate about doing, this, sharing information, trying to help people, and also just love making music. So it means a lot to me. I invested in a new camera, which is the camera I'm using now, the Canon ATD. And the song I produced was used in a commercial, which was a Mac commercial, Mac Makeup. Dave's Loaf had a collaboration with them, and one of my favorite songs that I produced for her was "Butterflies." If you guys haven't heard it, you should go check it out. One of my favorite beats that I've ever done. It's not the typical hip-hop stuff. I just love that beat, and the commercial is out there. And I also want to mention, with the investment of the camera came a microphone, came different lenses, all of that stuff, so I can get everything the way I want it, so it could be top quality for the channel. And even when it came to me taking pictures of myself, I felt like I needed better quality. So here we are, 2017, upgrading my studio equipment. That's when I first got the Yamahas. I got this microphone that I'm talking to right here. I may use this for the video, the stands, all that stuff. I was just investing in studio stuff, buying different VSTs and things of that nature. Started investing in the stock market. I learned that by reading books, which I have right here. Started reading books to learn. Started working with Native Instruments. Shout out to Mick Benjamin's Native Instruments, everybody over there, because I really mean it that you guys have helped me change my life. As far as my brand go, working with you guys have really helped me, and I really do appreciate that 100%. I know I told you that personally, Mick. I sent you a message saying that, and I also told you on Instagram today, but man, it meant a lot to me, for real. Had a few miscellaneous tracks out. I taught my first beat boot camp with Hell of an Ant Beats. If you guys don't know who Hell of an Ant Beats are, man, they are legends out here. And to me, I feel like if you got a Mount Rushmore of Michigan, or the Michigan producers, or even the history books, yeah, I'm in there because I worked with Dave Sloaf, and stuff came from that. But those are people I look up to, like, for real. I want to get consistent work with them. Like, you always hear Hell of an Ant Beats, man. So I always tell them that when I see them, and I look up to them, and it was an honor to be able to be doing a beat boot camp with them, teaching people machine while they teach people the way that they do things and things of that nature. After that, then November happened. I felt like everything was collapsing around me. I was in a dark place, not knowing what was going to happen next, and it was one thing after another. I had thought of giving everything up, and that's for real. Like, when I say thought of giving everything up, I mean, like, I thought about really being like, me making these beats is cool, but it's like I can't even describe the feelings that I had at that point in time. I'm glad that I kept going, for sure, but I was just in a very dark place. Like, I literally have a video. I have a video on my phone of me just, like, talking to myself about it and trying to tell myself, like, everything gonna be all right, man. You gotta keep pushing. Everything is falling apart. And I was crying during the video. And I watch that video every now and then. I'll never delete it because it takes me back to that moment, because I was in, like, everything. I just felt like everything was falling apart. Like, you name it, I feel like it was falling apart. And I felt like it was necessary for me to keep pushing through it. I feel like it was just a test, because November to all the way maybe about the summer of 2018 was like the roughest patch I've had. Like, losing the job and everything was nothing compared to all the stuff I was going through. And I wouldn't even say it was about money, because, like, I still had money and stuff like that, but it's like on a personal level, stuff was just falling apart, and I didn't know what to do. It would be one thing after another, and this and this and this and this, and then the financial stuff come too. But that's not even the worst part about it. It's more so about the mental, the personal stuff I was going through. And yeah, I may talk about that stuff one day, but that'll be a while before I do that, though, because, like I said, that just takes me back to a very dark place. I'm glad I went through it, though, because I learned a lot about myself going through that stuff. Like, it really showed me who I was at the end of the day. Like, I didn't give up, I didn't fold, I kept doing what I believed in, even though I had the thoughts of being like, man, forget this stuff. This is just, I don't know what's going to happen. And it wasn't really anything necessarily happened with music. I don't even know. It was just a bad time, because I was still doing my thing, like with YouTube. Like, you guys wouldn't even be able to tell. Like, some of y'all was like, yo, you going to do another video about your Keep Pushing Part 2? And I'm like, no, I couldn't do it because of the space I was in. And yeah, I guess it's something you go through as a man. Like I said, I'll discuss that at a later time. That's for a whole nother video. I could do a whole 3 or 4 hour video on that one topic alone. Stuff was crazy at that point in time. 2018, obviously I kept pushing. I started betting it all on me. I was no longer waiting on people. I put my all into building my brand and focusing on building myself up. While I do that, I want to read something to y'all, actually, because this goes along with that, if I can find it real quick, because I don't want to hold y'all up. Let me see. Because Ghost actually sent me this message in the midst of me going through all of that stuff, man, and I appreciate that message so much. I just have to find it. Like, literally, October 30th, 2017, 7:09 p.m., I was sitting in my house. Kid you not, I'll be real with this. I was sitting in an empty house, just like, damn, excuse my language. What am I gonna do now? Like, straight up, and he hit me up. It was just simple, what's good, bro? What's up, man? How you doing? A little stressed, but I'll figure things out you. And then he literally said, just trusting God and working on music, bro. Don't stress out, bro. Trust the Lord. You are a praying man, and you know God is faithful. He gave you a talent to be used to accomplish his purpose. Don't lose sight of that Everything is coming together. God has a destiny for you beyond music, bro. Music is just the door that leads you to a greater door. This is God's word on the subject as soon as Babylon's 70 years are up, and not a day before, I'll show up and take care of you as I promised and bring you back home. I know what I'm doing. I have it all planned out. Plans take care of you. Plans to take care of you, not abandon you. Plans to give you the future you hope for. And I don't talk about like religion and stuff like that on my channel because I know everybody had different religions and different beliefs, but I believe in God and I have my own experiences and stuff like that. But when he sent me that, like literally it was random. Like I was sitting in an empty house. Like literally I'm just sitting there like, yo, like what am I gonna do about this and this and this? And I had like my plate was full with so much. It was just full with stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I felt like I was kind of drifting off, kind of losing myself from some things that certain ways I was acting and things of that nature. I felt like it wasn't like me to be the way I was, and it was just crazy at that point in time. And I feel like music is a part of what I do, but I feel like I have a bigger purpose here on earth, and I felt like that for a while. And even at that point in time, I guess it was me trying to figure out myself. And now as I've continued on, it's like I love music. Don't get it twisted. I love making beats, love all of this stuff. But I really feel like helping people, trying to help people along their path, helping people try to find a way that they can be financially free in their own life, building a legacy, leaving a legacy for our children and stuff like that. I feel like that's my bigger purpose, and I'm just moving with that. Like I said, don't get it twisted. I still love music, still want to get placements, still want to sell beats over here, still want to do all that stuff. But it's like, that message really means something to me. And I'm a post X. That's the message of the decade for me, man. For real. Maybe one day I'll muster up the courage to share that. Maybe I'll drop that video, like I said, in that empty house. But it was crazy times. But now where's that? Okay, I started building more streams of income, which is very important. I did my one-on-one sessions with people from all around the world regularly. I had people from Australia, the UK, everywhere across this country to Canada, all one-on-one sessions with me. And thank every last one of you that took those one-on-one sessions. It means a lot to me, and especially during that dark time, it gave me something to kind of keep my head on when it came to doing all this. And yeah, I really do appreciate that. I eventually created a machine video course, and it changed my mindset when it comes to my business. Like with that, I kept praying for ways to build up more streams of income, and it will always be make a machine course, make a machine course, make a machine course, make a machine course. I felt like it was God putting it in me, and I would just sit there for months and be like, yeah, I could do that, but no, I'm not. Yeah, I could do that, but no, I can't. I had every single excuse as to why I wasn't going to do it, and it just kept coming to me. Like it was like when I was in the shower, it just hit me. So one day I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do this. I sat down, I recorded it. 2-3 days, edited everything was done, but I didn't put it out for months later because I wasn't really confident. Like I'm like, yo, like is this really something people gonna want? How am I gonna make this work? I don't know how to upload this, where I'm gonna upload this to. How do I make sure people don't steal it? How do I do this? How do I do that? And then I just, at one point, it just popped in my head like teachable. Do the research. That's where it's going. So I thank God for planting that seed for real. I had a few tracks come out. The biggest at the time was a track with Cash Doll. I have shout out to Janira. Janira's an artist, local artist, songwriter that I work with from time to time, and she got that track to Cash Doll with her on the hook, so I'm grateful for that. Bow Wow recorded over one of my beats I put up on YouTube. I have a Mary J. Blige sample beat that's still up on my channel right now. It's one of my top videos, actually. And Bow Wow downloaded it and rapped on it, reached out to me, asked me for the beat, sent it to him. Nothing happened with it yet, but it's still the fact that that happened. Like, don't be afraid to put your beats on YouTube. Don't be afraid about people stealing your beats, man. Like, y'all be stopping yourselves from that. Like, if you put anything out there, it can be stolen. So it's like, if you want to at least try something, like, just go for it. Don't worry about it getting stolen. 2019, how can I put this? The end of 2018, like the tail end of 2018, was me getting myself back together. Like, I'll say from September or August to, like, I just thought about, I even had some type of health issues in 2018. Like, everything was that 2017, the end of 2017 to the middle of 2018 was just crazy for me. But the end of 2018, leading up to like 2019 was just amazing. I got myself back together. I made decisions to do certain things that help propel me in different directions, like just focusing on me and building up my own thing. And then like this year, as you guys know, I got engaged to my best friend. She been with me through all the ups and downs. I really do appreciate her, love her to death. An artist named Jay Reed dropped an album that I had a lot of tracks on. At that time when I met him, I think I met him in 2018. And went to his house, met him, and we talked about music, and he was talking about how he looking for a specific sound and all of that. So I just played him some beats where I was like, this ain't my usual style, but I'm having fun making this. Let me just play it. And every single one I played like that, he loved, and it was a great experience working with him. I look forward to working with him more. I went to NYC, did an interview at Power 105.1 where I discussed my brand, my YouTube channel, and my course. And that was great. Shout out to M-Easy. Shout out to my fiance for helping set that up through the stuff that she does, her own business and things of that nature. I appreciate that. And Native Instruments flew me out to Germany for a creators base. That was something like I told them when I first talked to them that was a goal of mine. Like I would love, like I want to have that type of relationship with these companies to where I'm going and seeing what's going on, sharing my ideas, meeting other people that use this stuff, things of that nature. And I specifically said I would love to come to Germany and just be out there and see what happens. And I'm forever grateful for that. Like that was an experience. I've never been on that side of the world. I've been out of the United States before, but not on that side of the world. And I'm forever grateful for that experience. It opened me up to a whole lot more. I want to do that more. I want to make sure my family gets out there like that, and just I look forward to working with them in the future, man. They really took care of me out there, and I'm very grateful. Met some great people, and the people I met even inspired me even more to come back home and be like, it's possible to make this stuff happen on your own. Keep going with it and find your own way to make it work for you. Don't worry about what anybody else says. Don't worry if anybody else doing the same thing you doing. Pepsi and Coke sell the same thing, but they both around. So it's not like I don't have to hate on nobody that's doing this or doing that, or if somebody else drops a machine course, it's no bad blood. It's like everybody got their own thing that they doing. We can have our own products doing the same thing. And it just opened up my eyes so much more. Even if I felt like something that I wasn't 100% confident in, it might have been like, oh, well, I do this way, but everybody, there's 1,000 people saying that you need to do it this way, but I'm the one that's doing it this way. And they're like, bro, it doesn't matter. People want to hear from you if they're asking you for it. So shout out to Sounds and Gear for that too, man. That's one of the main people that was pushing me, like with my machine mixing course. I'm like, man, I don't know if I should do it. And he was like, listen, bro, just do it. So I appreciate him for that. And I learned some important business techniques this year, like how to apply stuff to my business and help it grow, how to promote my stuff more, and the importance of promoting and marketing, things of that nature. So I'm very grateful. Like this year was a great year for me when I look back on it. It was a wonderful year. Like my son graduated kindergarten. It was just, living life, and it was great. I'm grateful I stuck through the hard times, because I could have just been like, you know what, man, I'm about to go back to working or something like that, and I'm just grateful. So to anybody that made it to this point in the video, I thank y'all for watching. And if y'all ever go through a hard time, I want y'all to take that away from this, like, keep pushing. That was my main point of this, because a lot of people think that this stuff happens like that. And it's like this, as you see, this is a whole process. And I really feel like this is only the beginning of my journey. This is literally 10 years right here. I started making beats when I was a sophomore in high school. So just think about that. Like I'm here just to this point now, and I feel like I have so much further to go, so much work to do, and things of that nature. And I ended it by saying this is just a glimpse to show you the journey of the past decade. Of the journey the past decade has been, It's been an amazing journey. I love it all, the ups and downs. I'm ready for the next 10, and that's real. Like I'm grateful for the good, I'm grateful for the bad. It all helped me get stronger to where I'm at now, and I'm ready to keep on rolling. Hopefully it's another amazing 10 years. I look back on it and I'm like, this is like an amazing story. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for all y'all support. If you guys haven't checked out my other channel, please be sure to check that channel out. If you want to subscribe, I do more stuff like this over there. If you're watching this on my music channel, that's what I was directed at. If you're watching this on my personal channel, I'm sure you already know about my music channel. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Happy New Year to all of y'all. Much success. Hopefully everyone has success over the next decade. You all take care. Be safe.